Welcome. It's Tuesday, Attention Training Tuesday, and I thought today the flavor of attention to focus on is self-awareness, and specifically around this thing that I call demand energy. And some of this came up in a coaching session that I had today with a client, where they found themselves in a situation where they sort of went in to interact with their partner, and things just kind of went sideways, and they felt really badly and insecure about their partner's reaction or response to what they were bringing up. And so then went down this rabbit hole of just getting clear on what was the intention of bringing this issue up in the first place. Was it genuinely to explore, what their partner was feeling or experiencing, and to contribute to their struggle, or was there a different agenda there? And so the more we teased it apart, the more we started realizing that, well, the reason they brought this up with their partner was because they were anxious or nervous about, if their partner didn't do what they were wanting them to do, that it would have negative repercussions on them, right? So it sort of creates this muddled energetic field of like, why are you bringing this up? Is it really that are you genuinely open to my, whatever my response or reaction might be, or is there a hidden agenda? And the truth is, we do this all the time. So I call this demand energy. And one of the areas that I've noticed in my life certainly was, with my kids, you go to the playground and you'd start chatting with other parents, and people would say things like, "Oh yeah, he's a really good kid." I always thought that was such a I mean, I get it, as a parent, it's like, yeah, my kids are great too. But I think there was this subtext around, I think it was code for, they comply, or they do what I think they ought to be doing when I need them to do it. That constitutes, oh, they're a good kid. Versus they throw a tantrum, or they resist, or they have a different opinion or idea about what should be happening. And there it is again. It's this really sneaky, is my relationship with the people that I'm interacting with truly an open one, where I'm open to however they respond, whatever they say? Am I okay with receiving that, or do I have a hidden agenda? And again, this is this demand energy. So here's a definition of this. So when a request is made in a manner that implicitly or explicitly threatens the listener with blame, punishment, or negative consequences if they don't comply. Meaning, if I ask you a question and you go in a direction that I wasn't anticipating, or that doesn't feel good for me, then I'm going to somehow punish you. And of course, that there's a continuum there. It might just be energetic. I might roll my eyes. I might withdraw. Might be on that end, or it might be a full-on outburst of, "Oh, you always, you never," right? But in all of that, there wasn't really the openness to say, "I'm engaging with you in this conversation, or making this request of you, because I'm genuinely interested in what's going on for you." It's just human nature. It's what we do. So I thought today maybe we'd explore where that is alive in our lives, and how that sneaks into our life. So yeah, let's see how that goes. So start by closing your eyes. And let's take 90 seconds to ground and arrive, noticing breath, noticing contact with the chair and your feet on the ground. And this is what's happening right here, right now. Everything else is just a story, it's just a narrative. Right now, life is very simple. We're just sitting, breathing. And you can wiggle your toes, or I'm interlocking my fingers in my hands, and just feeling the sensation of sort of contact with myself. And just noticing how everything else is a story that the mind is spinning. So thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future. It's all just mental noise right now. And that's okay. The mind wanders. That's what it does. Just gently bring it back to being present with what is right now. Now let's use our mind's ability to remember the past and see if you can bring to mind a situation in which you engaged someone and made a request of them. You wanted something from them, or you wanted them to do something. Maybe it was just to have a conversation about something. Maybe it was a specific behavior or activity that you were requesting. Think back to a time when you approached someone and made a request. And just feel back into that situation and see if you can notice the sort of the quality of energy with which you were approaching this person and making this request. Were you already feeling a little bit anxious, or was there sort of anticipatory energy in it? Some fear, some concern about how they might respond to what you were engaging with them about. Or, in contrast, was your engagement with them truly open, so filled with curiosity, compassion, a willingness to receive whatever they were going to give or however they were going to respond, but that was fine. No agenda. Just notice on which end of the spectrum you were initiating this conversation from. And oftentimes when we engage others, comes in the guise of, I really want to know what's going on for you. I want to know how you feel about this. But if we're really honest, there is a hidden agenda. And of course that can range from, being really fixed and really rigid to, being a little more open. The real question is, in that situation, were you approaching this person with a genuine open-mindedness and open-heartedness and a willingness to just accept and be with whatever came up for them? Again, just notice the sensations in your body as you're thinking back to engaging with them, and sort of an exercise in honesty with ourselves. And if in that scenario you noticed any degree of disappointment, frustration, maybe even anger, a need to explain yourself, or other verbal or mental gyrations. Again, just notice that and see if you can get clear on what was what was the hidden agenda behind your request. And now play the thought experiment of what would it be like if I was really willing to just hear whatever they did or whatever the reaction was. What would it take for me to truly be okay with that, even if it's completely different from what I was hoping or wanting from them? What do I need to clean up on my end to be genuinely open hearted and open minded to their reaction? To really empathize, to really feel them, hear them. Did I initiate this conversation or this interaction because I really wanted to support them, or was I was really curious, or is there something that I wanted from them that was kind of hidden in my approach to them? And that's the demand energy. And demand energy is present if there's any sense of disappointment or negativity around how they're reacting or responding to your engagement with them. And the goal here is not to blame or berate ourselves, but it's just to notice, like to get really honest with ourselves around like, yep, there it is. That demand energy. And go ahead, take a deep breath in, exhale all the way, letting go of any tension or any negativity that may have brought up for you. Another deep breath in, exhaling all the way, letting go, and then open your eyes. Come on back to the session. Um, yeah, hope that was useful. I know in my life that demand energy is a sneaky one, and it's present pretty much on a daily basis. And I'm trying really hard to get clearer and more honest with myself around sort of cleaning up my style of engagement with others around, this is when I want something from you. And if that's the case, I'd rather just be clear and explicit about asking for what I want rather than couching it as empathy or request and then having some other sort of hidden agenda that's percolating in the background. So again, it's what we do as humans, and hope this was a useful exercise. Just bring that to the forefront. So I'll stick around if anyone wants to hang out.